WTOP-10 Nightly News, a potential new federal classification for Fort Ontario.
And a major bridge replacement near Oswego.
Plus a new state-of-the-art warehouse right on the Oswego port.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Piper Kiernan.
And I'm Logan Russo.
The Oswego Port Authority has confirmed that they will be receiving over $11 million in federal funding for a new climate-controlled warehouse. The new facility will be used for the expanding semiconductor, renewable energy, and advanced manufacturing industries. The new warehouse will be about 11,000 square feet smaller than the existing one, but much more modernized and energy efficient.
The estimated total cost for the warehouse is about over $23 million, which port leaders say will be worth it to replace the existing 40-year-old warehouse with a failing exterior. The port's director, William Scriber, thanked the two New York senators for the grant, which came from the Department of Transportation funding. It will be the first climate-controlled facility on any port on Lake Ontario.
A U.S. Senate committee will consider legislation that would designate a portion of Fort Ontario as a national monument and add it to the national park system. The bill introduced to Congress last year by New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand would focus on the buildings outside the fort's stone walls that make up the Fort Ontario Holocaust Refugee Center, the only site in the U.S. that accepted Jewish refugees during World War II. If passed, it would add Fort Ontario to the current list of 429 national park sites nationwide.
The Office of the Dean of Students will be hosting talks with international students in connection with the International Student and Scholar Services Office. Staff from the ODS office will help open informational talks and interactive programs for international students. The event will take place in Hart Hall on November 20th from 4 to 5:30.
With final papers coming up, AI on student minds, several professors teaching in Oswego and beyond are getting together to talk about technology. The symposium will be split across 2 sessions and will explore strategies for building a campus ready for AI technology. Focusing on its integration in teaching, research, and administration, both sessions will take place tomorrow with an in-person session at 1 and a webinar session at 1:45.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to get the flu before break. Our Piper Kiernan talked with an Oswego student and a healthcare provider about the flu season and getting the flu shot.
Even with the public's opinion swaying on the matter, the flu shot remains a widely recommended measure for preventing the flu. A powerful set of storms is coming to upstate New York potentially as early as tomorrow. The region, which has been abnormally dry for the last few months, has been experiencing damaging wildfires. While potential lake effect snow may be coming to the Finger Lakes and central New York areas, other parts of New York, such as Hudson Valley, will not see enough rainfall to quell the drought. This storm system will affect almost all over New York State, but what does it mean specifically for Oswego?
Let's take a first look at your forecast with Storm Team 10 meteorologist David Rienzo. David?
Thanks, Logan. We are expecting a storm to move in by Thursday morning, and this is sort of a precursor to what we can expect. There is some drizzle around the area at the moment. I felt something a few hours ago, maybe some ice as well. But this, as Piper was saying, this will not do anything to quell the droughts that's been going on across the entire country. You can see that some places are seeing some extreme droughts, but I'd like to take time to look at New York State because most of New York State has been incredibly dry for this season, but New York City especially is under a significant drought, which is historic because this is the first drought in 22 years for the city. Since October the 1st, they've only seen about 1/4 of an inch of rain, and that has depleted the reservoirs in the city, dropping down to where it usually should be by this time of year. Stick around after the break for my full forecast. We'll all go into the system coming in by Thursday, as well as your travel plans for Thanksgiving break. But first, back to the desk.
Thank you, David. Governor Kathy Hochul has announced the completion of a $5 million bridge project stretching over the New York State Thruway near Syracuse today. The project replaced the Sheep's Corner Road Bridge and raising the bridge's vertical clearance by 2.5 feet in response to hundreds of reports of overnight vehicles hitting the bridge. The increased clearance height and also comes with initiative like more prominent signage and a public awareness campaign. Still ahead tonight, how fires are raging across New Jersey.
Plus, is America's decision about a key military tactic in the Russia-Ukraine war going to pay off?
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it. Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Chief Meteorologist David Rienzo. Right now across the region, we are seeing a couple drizzles as these showers move through the region. This is a little bit of a precursor to what we can expect by Thursday, just a lot more severe. I'll get into that soon. Now, this will die down by tomorrow morning, so as you're heading off to class tomorrow, you don't need anything crazy. It'll be a little bit warmer for this time of year, so just grab that sweater, maybe grab some shoes for the rain, and you know what, grab your fedora too. Tomorrow's a fedora day because it's going to stay dry throughout the course of the day throughout tomorrow, but then once we reach Thursday, that's when it reaches a peak. That's when those storms will start to move in. May die down a little bit by the afternoon on Thursday, but then we can expect rain to continue. So rain is likely throughout the entirety of tomorrow. And if we take a look at how this will play out, we'll stay dry until tomorrow morning, where these clouds will start to linger and become a mix of sun and clouds. But as Wednesday night turns to Thursday morning, these showers will come in heavy to start the day on Thursday. But this is really going to be by the time you're going to bed. You see the time is about 1 a.m. So you may wake up to some rain on the ground, but depending on where you are, you may also have to brush off some snow. This could be the chance for Oswego's first snowfall of the season, which I know brings some mixed reactions. Some people are excited for snow, some people dread it. I personally am excited, but this will not be anything that's going to be some heavy shoveling snow, because this will be a mix of rain and snow, so nothing to accumulate, really just a lot of rain and snow across the entirety of Thursday. And then once we reach Friday, it's starting to die out, and that leads us into Thanksgiving break. So let's see how your travel forecast will go, and let's go gambling. For Friday, oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. And, you know, Sunday's not too bad. Some temperatures in the mid-40s throughout the weekend. So if you're really trying to get home, your best bet is on Sunday, where you're seeing pretty much drier than Saturday and Friday, but Friday and Saturday are not looking too severe, just going to be an inconvenience, so be sure that you're taking care on the roads this weekend. For tonight, a low of 44, mostly cloudy with the drizzle starting to die off by tomorrow morning with a high around 54. Very warm for this time of year, and winds a little bit high around 79, and mostly cloudy skies. Continuing into Thursday, where we're starting to see some of that wet weather persist as that storms start to move in. Maybe a chance of snow on Thursday, so keep an eye out for that. And then Friday and Saturday, those showers linger until Sunday. That's your kind of redeemer of the week. That's going to be the nicest, with the sun finally starting to come back out. And as we lead into next week, temperatures are around average for this time of year, and showers for next week. That's all for my full forecast. Now back to them at the desk.
Thank you, David, for the weather report. Firefighters in New Jersey say they're making progress battling a wildfire that broke out in Lakewood, New Jersey on Monday night. According to the New Jersey Forest Fire Service, the fire burning near Pine Park in Lakewood County Club has affected 35 acres but is 50% contained. The cause for the Lakewood fire is currently under investigation. There have been multiple wildfires in New Jersey and Pennsylvania since the beginning of the month.
The Democratic Party is beginning its search for a new DNC chair, and Minnesota Democratic Party Chair Ken Martin, as well as former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley, are entering the race. The Democratic National Committee is roughly 3 months away from the election of its next leader, who will replace outgoing leader Jamie Harrison. The decision will be made by the roughly 450 members, and the leader must be elected by March 1st.
The Manhattan DA's office says it agrees with postponing Donald Trump's sentencing in the hush money case. It would give them time to litigate the president-elect's expected motion to dismiss the case. In a letter to the judge, the DA's office also acknowledged Trump is not likely to be sentenced until after the end of his upcoming term as president. But the district attorney says Trump's felony conviction should stand. Trump was convicted in May on 34 counts of falsifying business records over payments made to his then lawyer, Michael Cohen. Could it pay off or result in payback? Experts are weighing in on President Joe Biden's reported decision to let Ukraine fire long-range U.S. weapons into some Russian territory. Amy Kiley shares their analysis.
It's definitely welcome news for the Ukrainians. Maybe a little bit too late for them.
President Joe Biden is giving Ukraine permission to use long-range U.S. weapons in Russia, according to 2 U.S. officials. Military experts say that could help Ukraine retain vital territory, but some observers worry about Russia's potential response.
Hits are not made with words. Such things don't need announcements. Missiles will speak for themselves.
One official says the Army tactical missile systems are primarily intended for use in the Kursk region for now. Allies hope Ukraine can hold on to it despite Moscow's deployment of about 50,000 troops there. That way, Ukraine can use it as a bargaining chip if peace talks occur.
It's not going to be a major game changer at the strategic level, but it could have strategic implications.
In September, the U.S. and U.K. debated letting Ukraine fire conventional Western missiles into Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin responded by saying Moscow could use nuclear weapons if that happened. He also said if a nuclear power supported an assault in his country, he'd consider that nation a joint attacker.
The worries have tended to be overblown. We're not in some sort of war with Putin here.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The U.S. and allies are trying to shore up supplies for Ukraine before President-elect Donald Trump takes office. They think he'll be less supportive than President Joe Biden has been. Trump's transition team isn't commentate directly on the long-range weapons decision. A spokesperson just says Trump has the ability to negotiate peace between Russia and Ukraine.
Chinese officials have rejected a meeting this week with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Austin had proposed a talk with a Chinese counterpart at a defense summit in Laos. Beijing said a recent $2 billion U.S. arms sale to Taiwan is the reason for declining. China says the arms sale is a threat to its sovereignty. The development comes just days after President Biden and Xi Jinping met to discuss broader topics. The U.S. says it is still committed to reopening talks in the future.
When WTOP-10 nightly news continues, businesses are set to make record-breaking profits this holiday season.
And an Italian village is offering homes at the whopping price of $1.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
In consumer news, a new retail survey predicts that this Thanksgiving will be a record breaker for businesses. Holiday spending is expected to hit nearly $1 trillion this year, including in-store and online shopping from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday. Retailers say they are ready with great prices and plenty of inventory.
Delta Airlines first-class passengers will soon have a new menu item, and it's fast food. The airline announced a partnership with Shake Shack to serve the chain's cheeseburger on long-distance domestic flights beginning in December. Shake Shack will be first offered on flights out of Boston before expanding to other cities next year. The burger won't come with a side of fries, but passengers will get chips, a salad, and a brownie.
It's a viral respiratory disease causing multi-state outbreaks in wild birds, poultry, and other animals. It's the bird flu. Most human cases are mild, but health officials are keeping a close eye to the north as a Canadian teenager was hospitalized in critical condition. Mandy Gaither has more on how you can help prevent an infection.
Sporadic cases of H5N1 spreading from animals to humans have prompted concern from U.S. health officials. The latest CDC data confirming 52 cases of bird flu in people since April.
As we think about a virus that might move from animals into humans and potentially cause the next pandemic, it certainly has everyone's guard up.
Ohio State epidemiologist Andrew Bowman says this latest strain of the virus came over to the U.S. in 2021 and has spread through wild birds in North America. So far in the U.S., those who have tested positive have had mild symptoms like eye redness or discharge and mild upper respiratory symptoms. The CDC says people who have tested positive have recovered from their illnesses after treatment with antiviral medications.
Every time we get the opportunity for the virus to move across species, there's the opportunity for a negative health outcome.
To reduce risk, the CDC recommends avoiding exposure to sick or dead animals, including wild birds, poultry, other domesticated birds, and unnecessary exposure to wild or domesticated animals like cows. The agency advises against drinking raw milk. They say pasteurized milk is safe to drink. Avoid exposures to things like animal waste, bedding, or other materials touched by an animal with suspected or confirmed bird flu. And for those who work with animals at risk of exposure, wear protective equipment.
At this time, I think it's heightened awareness, and there's no need to panic.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Bowman says the food supply in the U.S. remains safe. He says measures have been made to control the virus, but encourages washing hands and sanitizing kitchens, as doing so will kill the virus.
An Italian village is offering homes to Americans for just $1. With millions of Americans upset after the election, Italian village Ololai on the island of Sardinia decided to advertise a potential population spark. Anyone can apply, however, U.S. citizens are favored over other potential applicants. The village's mayor has set up a team to help guide interested buyers through the purchasing process.
Now up in sports, Luke Ballinger.
Luke, can you give us an update about Lakers basketball?
Well, we are a couple games into the basketball season. Hoops are definitely in full effect. How about we take a look at who's starting off hot in this 2024-2025 season? For the girls, I think the choice is obvious. Shania Iglesias has been absolutely outstanding for the women's basketball team. Although the rough 1-2 start, Iglesias has started the season averaging a team-high 12 points per game. She is doing this very, very efficiently. Iglesias is shooting 38% from the field and 48% from behind the arc. 4 days ago in the women's game against SUNY Poly, Shania shot a perfect 5 for 5 from bonus distance. All of this shooting from three-point land, but she still averages 5 rebounds per game, which is second on the team as a guard. If the women want to turn this season around, I say let Iglesias cook. Now for the men, it's definitely a tougher choice for me. Lots of good incoming freshmen. They've all done well. But the senior, the vet, Aki Anderson has been the guy's best player 100%. He leads them on the court, in the huddle, and in the locker room. He's averaging 12.3 points per game on 44% shooting. He's good on the glass, averaging over 4 rebounds per game, and also swings the rock well, averaging over 3 assists per game. The men are 2-1, and their attack has been balanced. To keep this winning record up, I think that should remain the approach. After the break, Mike Neckers will be with you on the SUNYAC Rookie of the Year in volleyball and much more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on WTOP-10 Nightly News.
La, 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 la. Free. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Freeze.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and become briefly
Welcome back into WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Mike Neckers, and I'll be giving you your Tuesday night sports report. So first things first, the Oswego State women's volleyball team fell short last week, getting swept by the New Paltz Hawks in 3 sets. Despite the tough defeat, there's still plenty for this team to celebrate, as freshman Priscilla McReynolds was named the SUNYAC Rookie of the Year, recording an impressive 299 kills, 19 assists, 36 aces, 271 digs, and 30 blocks on the season. McReynolds isn't the only one who showed out this season either, as junior transfer student Callie Vugteveen was named to the 3rd team All-Conference. Volleyball isn't the only team that had players show out either, as the Oswego men's hockey team competed a clean sweep of the SUNYAC Weekly Awards. Defenseman Travis Baker earned SUNYAC Athlete of the Week after netting 2 important goals during Whiteout weekend, one against Plattsburgh and one against Potsdam. Goaltender Brandon Milberg won SUNYAC Goaltender of the Week, collecting a .950 save percentage and allowing just 2 goals in 2 games. And Jesse Horacek was named SUNYAC Rookie of the Week, finishing the weekend with 1 goal and 2 assists. We'll stick with hockey and move over to the pros, where tonight both the New York Islanders and Rangers are playing. The Islanders, who are 7-7-4 on the season, are currently taking on the 9-6-3 Calgary Flames, and neither team has found the back of the net yet early in the first period. Over to the city now, the 11-4-1 New York Rangers are set to take on the 9-5-3 Vancouver Canucks, with puck drop scheduled for 10 p.m. tonight. And staying in the Big Apple, the New York Knicks are taking on the Phoenix Suns tomorrow night, with tip-off set to start at 10 p.m., which means you can tune into WTOP-10 nightly news at 9 o'clock and still be able to catch the game when you get back home. Now the Suns, who are 9-6, coming in cold, losing their last 6 games straight. And the Knicks, who are 8-6 on the year, are fresh off of a resounding win over the Washington Wizards. And speaking of that win over the Washington Wizards, let's check it out. Last night in Madison Square Garden, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, and the Knicks took on Kyle Kuzma and the Washington Wizards. And folks, the Knicks came to play last night. I mean, oh my goodness. Jalen Brunson kicked things off early in the first, dribbling down the lane, fake a pass here to Mikal Bridges, and finds Josh Hart, who hits the layup, no problem. I mean, look at the swagger here. No look. Thank you very much. That's 2 points for the Knicks. And then in the second, Josh Hart dribbling up top, gets held up, but finds Cat. And look at Towns working the paint here. Says, "Ayo, Sar, get off of me. This is my paint." Gets the bucket, draws the foul, and makes the free throw, extending that Knicks lead. And what a trade he turned out to be in New York this year. And folks, I just want you to brace for impact on this one, because here comes the man himself, Jericho Sims, with a slam. Draws the foul too, and oh my goodness, makes Kyle Kuzma look like a kid right here. And in case you haven't seen enough of him, here's Cat one more time from the top, and I'll keep saying it. Big fellas aren't supposed to shoot like this, but this Cat guy is a whole new animal in New York. Now Jalen Brunson getting in on the scoring action for this one. Step, dribble, shoot. And was there ever a doubt this one was going in? I mean, he's the king of New York for a reason. Finished with a 26-point double-double last night. And here he is one more time from the corner. Fouled as he shoots. Doesn't even matter. Jalen Brunson might just be that guy, folks. And that would do it as the Knicks improved to 8-6. And the guys in MSG are absolutely ecstatic with this one. But a long season ahead left for New York. And like I said, 8-6 on the year and playing the Suns tomorrow night.
Thank you, Mike. Anything more about the weather?
Yeah, tomorrow we're looking pretty nice. We'll stay dry, but then once we hit Thursday, we're going to see that mix of snow and rain, especially closer to the city. You can expect some snow over the course of the day Thursday, but here in Oswego, we're not looking at much accumulation, but still a lot of rain for Thursday.
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for Lakers Showdown.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should we
told me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.